Hello friends, in today's episode we will look at some plants that can be grown year-round. You can grow these plants in most zones starting from 9 and above. So we will be looking at mint, we will look at fenugreek, we will also take a look at growing lettuce, we will take a look at growing cilantro and radish. So the first plant we will take a look at is cilantro, and cilantro is also known as coriander in some countries. It's basically a herb and it also produces seeds that are used as a spice, which is actually coriander. So the fresh greens are called cilantro and they can be used to prepare a lot of dishes. Now cilantro is one of the plants that can be grown year-round very easily. And the best thing about cilantro is that it grows very well in full sun as well as partial sun. But it still needs about 4 hours of sunlight every day in order to produce nice leaves that you can use. It's very easy to also start cilantro indoors, and you can keep it in the greenhouse and then transplant it anytime that you want. Cilantros grow very well and adapt to a lot of conditions. And one of the best things I like about cilantro is that it can be grown in very small containers. It has shallow roots, and when you harvest cilantro, you just harvest the top part of the plant, and then the plant will grow back very quickly. So you can grow a few plants and then harvest cilantro right throughout the season. They usually last for a few months and then you plant some more. And the next plant that can be grown year-round very easily is fenugreek. Now fenugreek can be eaten as microgreens, and you can also eat the plant itself. The leaves of the fenugreek plant are very delicious, are very healthy, and have very unique nutritional profiles. And if there was any plant that could grow in any sort of container, I think fenugreek would take the top spot. Fenugreek again has very shallow roots, and you need to grow a lot of these plants though, because they have very small leaves. But you can use some wide containers like the ones that you're seeing on your screen here to grow fenugreek very easily. Now this is the sort of container that's almost perfect for fenugreek. It's round, it's wide, and it has a lot of surface that you can grow these greens in. So fenugreek is one of my favorite plants to grow. It produces very well almost throughout the year. If it gets very hot, just put it in some shaded area in your garden and it should do very well. And here you can see how versatile fenugreek is. I'm just using some leftover play sand from the kids area. I just put the play sand in an aluminum foil and made some holes at the bottom and sowed these fenugreek seeds, and you can see how well they have grown. They have grown almost perfectly fine. And this is the reason why I love growing fenugreek. It's one of the easiest things to grow, and there are a lot of uses for fenugreek, and I'll shortly share a recipe with you with how you can use fenugreek. So we'll now take a look at growing lettuce. Lettuce is one of my favorite things to eat for lunch, and this is a spring mix, one of my favorite types of lettuce to eat. It basically has a lot of microgreens, or mini greens rather I should say, that you can grow very easily in almost any kind of container, and then you can eat it as a salad. So I had this wide container left from somewhere, and I'm just using some regular potting mix, peat moss, perlite, and some compost, and I've sown these seeds, and you can see they've already sprouted. It takes a very short time for these sprouts to show up, and once they show up they also grow pretty fast. So lettuce is actually one of the plants that really doesn't need much attention, and when growing lettuce I make sure that I keep it a little elevated so like a little higher up from the ground, and that ensures that there are not many slugs or snails that get to the lettuce. Now also remember that lettuce is one of the vegetables that has a very high water content, so it makes it very easy for lettuce to absorb all sorts of minerals around it. Now those could be bad too, so make sure you're getting organic seeds only. That's very important that you use organic seeds when you're growing lettuce. Our soil is organic. We've not added any kind of pesticides, chemicals to this fertilizer. You don't really need to. Lettuce is a plant that grows very easily in straight up compost, peat moss and perlite or vermiculite. And you can see here we're harvesting this lettuce and we've got a really good crop here. From such a small area, we've harvested a lot of lettuce and it's looking pretty good. So the next plant on our list that can be grown year-round without any problems is mint. If you've watched my earlier video on growing mint, and I'll provide a link to that video at the end of this video, you would have known the different kinds of mint that you can grow. This mint that you're seeing here is a special variety of spearmint, and spearmint is one of the most common types of mint that you can grow in your garden, and it's a very rewarding plant. Mint literally requires no maintenance. You can keep growing it in smaller containers like you see here and just snip the top part of the plants, the leaves, and the mint will grow back right away. So another cut as you go plant which will give you fresh mint almost around the year. Now some of you have asked me about some problems with the mint plant. And yes, the mint plant might have some issues with spider mites or some kind of fungal diseases. But if you really see any diseases on your mint plant, just thin them, just cut them, or you can even raise them right at the surface, at the soil level, and they will bring up nice leaves that you can eat. So with the mint plant, I would say if you have any insects or diseases, don't try to go ahead and fix it. Just remove those leaves and then let the new leaves come out and you can easily use those leaves. And mint has a lot of uses and I'm excited to share a very special recipe with all of you, and that is coming up right now. Radish is another cold hardy plant and can be easily grown year-round, even in the summer season. However, note that there are two types of radishes. One radish is a winter radish and one is a summer radish, and we're talking about the small winter radish here. This can be grown round the year. You can see you can use a small aluminum tray to grow them as well, and they grow pretty well. You can even use larger containers like a whiskey barrel, which gives you a lot of surface area, and you can grow this radish in larger containers as well. So hailstone, cherry, bell, all these are winter radishes. They are smaller in size. They come in different colors, like this cherry bell here, the cherry radish. It took about 25 to 30 days for this radish to form, and it's a very quick crop. So you can keep growing it around the year. Just make sure you time your sowing accordingly so that you get a fresh radish every month or even every 2 weeks if you want to. So very easy to grow. That was the cherry bell radish, and here you can see the white hailstone radish. The hailstone radish is another great variety of winter radish that you can grow pretty much throughout the year. So as you can see here, these radishes look very beautiful. Once again, very easy to grow. Now remember that not only is the radish root edible, the radish greens are edible as well, and they're absolutely delicious. So I hope you liked this episode. And I know that there are many other plants that you can also grow around the year, but this gives you a little idea on which plants are good candidates to grow year round. So please do let me know your comments, and if you liked this video, do go ahead and click the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, do subscribe to our channel so that you get all the latest updates, and I'll see you again soon. Happy gardening!